Sir, thank you very much. Now recognize Representative Ross from North Carolina.
Thank you very much, Chairman Babin, for convening today's hearing on chemistry competitiveness. I also want to thank the distinguished panel of witnesses for being here this morning and for your thoughtfulness. Chemical research, development, and innovation play a vital role in all sectors of our economy, as you've said. The chemical economy significantly impacts global GDP and supports millions of U.S. jobs. It boosts our economy, enhances national security, improves health, promotes sustainability by creating advanced materials, life-saving drugs, and better energy solutions. It underpins industries from healthcare to aerospace and makes lives safer and more productive. It also helps us address the climate crisis. Energy independence and sustainability have been at the forefront of our priorities for some time, and chemistry is vital for creating the components of many of our wind turbines, solar panels, and high-capacity batteries. My home state of North Carolina is essential to all of these efforts. North Carolina is the 7th largest chemistry-producing state, providing approximately 21,000 direct jobs. 1,500 of those jobs are in my district in Wake County, North Carolina. Universities like North Carolina State University are leading advancements in chemistry research and development. Last year, NC State researchers demonstrated a new technique that allows self-driving laboratories to collect at least 10 times more data than previous techniques at record speed. This dramatically expedites materials chemistry, discovery, and research while slashing costs and environmental impacts. And while we're here to emphasize the importance of chemistry competitiveness, the Trump administration has actively dismantled EPA's Office of Research and Development. Attempts to cut budgets, eliminate programs, and freeze grants undermine evidence-based environmental policies in this country and raise serious concerns about our ability to innovate in chemistry competitiveness. For the United States to lead the world in chemistry competitiveness, we need the EPA to be able to do its job. Mr. Myberg, I'm going to have 2 questions for you, so I'd like you to be very brief on the first one, but it's very important to North Carolina. Having previously worked for almost 4 decades at the EPA, even spending time at the amazing facility in Research Triangle Park, how important was the Office of Research and Development for reviewing potential risks for current and new chemistries? Keep in mind, I have another question.
It was, the short answer is it was tremendously important. It was a resource for the entire agency and across all of the agency's programs. That was where our core scientific capability existed, and not only for EPA, but also for states. There was a resolution recently from the Environmental Council of the states highlighting the importance of EPA research and ORD to their own work as well. So terribly important.
Thank you so much. And then I'd like to also ask you about PFAS. And my colleague, I don't see my colleague Representative Rouser here, but PFAS has really affected his district. And he and I have done a tremendous amount of bipartisan work in order to clean up PFAS. There's a state-of-the-art water treatment facility in his district that I've toured. And the EPA, and in particular the former administrator who was from North Carolina, put this issue front and center. How does ORD's research on emerging contaminants like PFAS translate into tangible regulations that protect public health, and what role does it play in addressing climate change impacts in communities?
Congresswoman, that answer to that question could go on for a long time, but the short version is that ORD was tremendously important in North Carolina in helping the North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality actually monitor airborne deposition and other forms of deposition from the PFAS release that occurred in North Carolina. I think this illustrates a point I made in my testimony that it's a lot easier to prevent problems than it is to clean them up later. And if one could turn back the clock, we might have done a little more review on the introduction of some of the PFAS chemicals that are now out in the environment and creating a hazard to deal with. I also want to note, just off point, which is to thank you and the other members from North Carolina, including my own congressman, Congressman Harriman, Harrigan, for your presence and concern with this issue today.
Well, thank you so much, and I yield back.